across the sea of character sheets, deep in the forest of D20s lies the mountain of source books.
Welcome to the Mountain of Source Books. We hope you enjoyed your climb. My name is Jeffrey Vincent Dale, and thank you for joining us as we continue our actual play of the Monster of the Week mystery, The Crystal Assassin. Now, last time on the podcast, Steve's character, Frank Davis, had a dream about finding a crystal statue of a local celebrity named Dinah Harrington at an auction in an art gallery. Then Detective Anne Hawk was hired by a local fortune teller named Serenity Evans. Serenity had a dream that her former apprentice was in some kind of trouble, and so she hired Detective Hawk to look into the situation and try and find out what was going on. Afterwards, Detective Hawk and Frank met up with Dr. Margaret Grace at her home, and they began researching the dreams, to try and find out if they could learn anything about the situation that way. And at this point, they have decided to make their way to the apartment of that apprentice, who is named Celino Adesi.
I have a car. I can drive.
To Frank's car.
Alright, so it's not a very far drive. You happen to listen to anything on the way there? Like music, or
Why does that matter?
depending on what you choose, I might have an answer for you.
I'm gonna guess that Anne Hawk is gonna start talking, and so I just so I turn on the radio.
And we're listening to the news. How about that?
On the way there, you hear about a missing persons case.
Oh, wow. That's a thing I can work with.
Dinah Harrington has gone missing.
That's the person from my dream, who was a statue.
Yeah, they said that she was about to do a sort of small performance at a hotel, and somebody heard screaming from her room, and they checked, and she wasn't there.
Okay, so this is definitely something very important, and it's completely related, especially since we have two different dreams involved with it. So very important detail to understand about this. It's very possible she was auctioned off.
So, since I'm not driving, I'm looking in a book that I brought with me about dream interpretation, and I want to look up what's the deal with Frank's dream and what it means for this girl to be a statue in crystal being sold.
Okay.
So I'll roll again. I got a 6 and a 1, and then of course a +2.
All right, so you can ask one question. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I'm gonna do the what is being concealed here for the interpretation of Frank's dream, I guess. Would it be easier for me to ask what is going on here for the news report? Or what is being concealed here for the news report, rather?
Is it gonna turn out this dream is just super literal, and she actually is a crystal that is being auctioned off?
There's something going on here with this dream, and we've kind of just looking at it, seeing that somehow this has to be related to what we're doing.
Okay, so my dream interpretation is this dream is related to the other dream somehow, some way. That is my interpretation.
All right, we'll go with that.
All right, so I let everyone else in on the fact that my dream interpretation states that this dream is most definitely related to the other dream, in which my interpretation was walking toward her doom and she doesn't know it will destroy her.
Somehow these two things are related. Okay.
Yes. And then we continue driving.
What kind of a neighborhood are we in?
A little bit run down. Like, it's definitely not like the rich part of town. And she lives in an apartment. So you'd have to go up a couple of floors.
Okay.
Obviously, we can get in without problems.
So we get up there and the door's open, or what?
Yeah, you get to her room, and when I say the door's open, I don't just mean it's unlocked, like it was left open. Just kind of hanging open.
I am going to read a bad situation then. Of course, I rolled an 8. For an 8, I get hold 1, so I get one of these things. What's the best way in? What's the best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
No, there's no one in the apartment. It looks like the window was left open, so somebody might have escaped out there. And there's lots of stuff kind of tossed around.
Yeah, I will do my due diligence, but I know I don't find anyone, and I'm mostly just looking for any kind of clues that would say what the heck just happened.
All right. So go ahead and investigate a mystery.
Well, that time I rolled a 5, so no.
Okay.
Can we all investigate since we're all here?
I would assume so, yeah. I don't think there's any rule against that.
I got a 6 and a 5.
I got a total
Plus
of 9.
2.
That's 12 plus.
You can ask any question, including not just the listed ones. Each
Can I ask what specifically happened?
looks like you're not the only one looking into her, and they seem not all that concerned about law because they broke in. The door is broken.
Okay, so I find evidence that other people are looking into her disappearance, are hunting her down.
There's evidence that someone's been living here recently, like fresh dishes in the sink and stuff like that. So, unless the person that came to investigate found her and kidnapped her, there's no real indication that she's missing.
Okay, so we know that someone has been living here recently and that there's evidence that someone broke in and was searching for something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I use mine to see what is being concealed here?
Okay.
So, and now we know if it's that dream, and yeah, the fortune teller just couldn't get in contact with her, but we don't know that can mean anything.
On a desk is contact information for someone named Marcus Iger. And along with that contact information is mention of an auction that's going on today.
If I know about this, I am definitely going to, using my own cell phone, call that number.
So it rings a few times, and then a guy answers,
Hello there, is this Marcus?
yes, who's this?
This is Detective Hawk. I have a few questions I'd like to ask you about a potential missing persons case.
Okay.
So, do you have any kind of connection to one Selena Adassi?
There's a pause. I'm not really sure what information I would have about missing persons. I just own an art gallery.
Don't worry about it. She's, you're a number in her contact list, so I'm making sure to call individuals who might be involved. I'm not necessarily saying you have anything involved, but any information last time you saw her, anything that you can give me that would help out, anything like that.
Haven't seen her in years.
Oh yeah, okay. So, how old does this paper look that I'm reading to this number off of?
Like, it's pretty new. It doesn't look like it's been used very much.
Okay, yeah, because you can generally tell by how yellow it is and by how like faded the ink is, or like, unless it's acid-free paper, in which case all the elements are off. Yeah, that's interesting. She'd be. Do you think there's a possibility she's been looking into you? Do you have any particular things that this person might be interested in involving you in particular?
Not unless she's been getting into art lately.
Oh, okay. So you do a lot of art things?
Yeah, I run a gallery, sell pieces sometimes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, my uncle, he was super big into the art. Where's this gallery at, out of curiosity?
Actually, I'll say that the address is on the card.
Oh, okay, I already have that. Never mind. Ignore that part. Oh, yeah, and would this gallery be at Rattlesoft number on there?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, yeah, that's real interesting. And you wouldn't happen to know, did Selena have any, like, particularly bad past with any particular individuals or anything like that you would have known from her or anything like that?
Well, I remember her having an easy time making enemies.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be one of those enemies?
I don't really know her all that well. Like I said, it's been a few years since I talked to her.
Yeah, I think I'll let you off. And one more thing. That one I rolled a 9, which is not a good thing for me. Still get hold 1, but something bad happens. Is there something you left out on purpose?
He's definitely holding something back. You get the distinct impression that he's lying about it being a while since he's last talked to her.
Yeah, alright. Sorry to give your time. Obviously, if you find out anything, feel free to contact me at this number, 555-555-555-555. That's a lot of fives.
Will do.
Alright, I know a place where we can go next, after I hang up.
Great.
Where are we going next?
I was going to go to the art gallery because I didn't have any other leads, especially since we know that an art gallery is related to this, so...
Is there anything else we could just easily see while we're in this?
If you are still going to investigate, feel free to continue doing that. That was just...
Yeah, I mean, definitely go to the art gallery next.
There is a little bit of a crystal shard on the desk.
I take the crystal shard. I open up the haven, doing my thing, and I put it in the magical laboratory that I have for safekeeping. And I carefully pick it up with tools so that I'm not touching it directly or anything like that. And I put it in like a glass container with a lid.
Okay.
Do you have a lab assistant who is a cat or bird or rat?
I have no lab assistants. I only have my apprentice Frank.
So lab assistant.
I would say an apprentice is more than a lab assistant, but yes.
All right, so you said you were going to go to the gallery next?
Yes.
Because I intend to be as annoying as possible, as immediately as possible. Frank, do you have money in this time?
Do I have money? I have some money, not crystal statue money.
Do any of us have crystal statue money?
Oh, I definitely don't.
I doubt it.
Okay.
I make less money than my wife, and she's a librarian.
The one with the house full of books, 5 million books.
I don't think I have money. I just have lots of rare items.
You have plenty of things that you have found. You did not pay for any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
As you go in, a younger guy, like maybe 18, 19 years old, is sort of at a front counter near the door.
I'm not really approaching anyone, especially if I say, hear somebody's voice and talk to them as Margus. So basically, I'm just going to be looking around and not actively talking to people so far.
So far, all you see in here is just the guy at the counter, and then a couple people just looking at paintings in the gallery.
Does this place look exactly like my dream?
It looks pretty similar. It could have been a different room. You're not seeing the exact space you saw in your dream, but the way it's decorated looks pretty similar.
Okay.
And then I'm just looking around at paintings, observing. I guess I'll just roll to see if I can ask any question first.
Yeah, if you fail early, it doesn't end up mattering.
Yeah. I got a 5 and a 2, +2.
All right, and you're doing investigate a mystery?
Yep.
Okay, so you can ask one question.
I guess I'll do what is being concealed here.
Conspicuously, the auction does not appear to be anywhere in sight, so perhaps there may not be entirely legal.
Okay. I do use magic, do one thing that is beyond human limitations. I want to see through walls.
I mean, there is an option to observe another place or time, so I would count that.
Okay.
Roll and add weird.
5, 3, 9 total.
All right, so it works imperfectly. So you can do it, but there's a glitch to it. Magic draws immediate unwelcome attention. So I'll describe what you see first, and then we'll go into the glitch.
All right.
You look around, you look into the various rooms, and you do see the auction area, and there is a statue of a person in there along with various other items.
All right.
So you know what room it's in, you know there's a statue, and it appears to be crystal.
I tell everyone what I found.
All right, as you're discussing that, the younger, kind of nervous-looking guy at the counter walks up to you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, my name is Dr. Margaret Grace. We're interested in the auction. We've appeared to go into the wrong room. We're heading there now, and we go to make our exit.
Oh, just a minute. I need to check the list to make sure you're on the list. And he pulls his phone out of his pocket and scrolls through a list on his phone. Who are the two of you?
I'm trying to be like, is there a way I can manipulate him?
There's a way I can, and I'm assuming he's a normal person.
Yes, as far as you know.
Oh, never mind. I have 0 charm. Maybe someone else should do it.
I think I will actually attempt to manipulate him, and basically I go off on a kind of long stream of distracting things, and basically am.
I'm going to help out whoever decides to manipulate him into convincing us we are on that list.
Even if we're not on the list, which I imagine we're not, I'm going to attempt to get him to let us in anyway.
All right.
And I'm going to roll a help out.
Okay, rolled a 6, and that's a +2, so that's an 8.
And I rolled a 5 to help out, which doesn't help out.
Okay.
For manipulate some, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it.
All right. So how specifically are you going to approach this in terms of like what are you going to say to them?
I am a person who talks around things. I'm very often using the concept of annoyance as a weapon in general. So my brain is immediately forgetting any decent anecdotes right now, but that's basically kind of the general idea is like I'm basically trying to get him to make it more of a headache for us not to be in there than for us to be not allowed in.
So annoy the hell out of him until he says, okay, I will let you in if you stop talking to me.
That can work, but you obviously get to pick what he would want.
At a certain point, the guy's like, "Look, I'm new here. I just started like a week ago when the last person just left
That's
town.
great. You like your job?
I can just go get the owner and
Curiosity, are you afraid of snakes?
aren't most people?
No, not really. Snakes are really honestly loving creatures, really.
I mean, like I wouldn't be afraid of like a garden snake, but like I'm just gonna go get the owner. All right, so he walks away.
And we're just gonna go.
Yeah, can we just like go?
Okay,
So we go there.
you get to the door and it's locked.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna read a bad situation.
Okay,
I rolled 6 + 2, so that's an 8. So I have a hold 1. Just what's the best way in?
this is the only entrance you're aware of. It's not like a particularly tough lock, so you could probably like pick it or something like that.
That's what I can do. Obviously, I am a person who does not care about laws, so
Use magic to open a lock. Could I inflict harm on the lock and break it?
It would leave behind very obvious evidence, but you can do it.
I'd prefer to pick it, but I don't think I have anything to pick it. Does anybody have anything to pick it?
nope, nothing significant. So unless I actually can just like improvise some kind of tool, I actually would not have the ability to do this.
I am going to inflict harm on a lock, I guess.
Okay.
So I got a 6. So nothing happens.
Does not do any damage, I would guess.
Oh, plus weird. No, I got a 7.
7.
So it works imperfectly. So you choose a glitch. I keep glitching.
All right, so you do break down the door, but it's kind of loud. Like there's a loud crack, and all the people that are looking at paintings look over your way.
So the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention.
Yeah.
Oh, I really need to get better on my aim. And we walk in the door.
Let's see. What can I do here to... Obviously, there's a couple of things I can probably do to avoid this.
I do feel like we should separate a bit. What do we see on the other side of the doorway?
There is another doorway in the back. It looks like maybe it leads to a storage area or something.
Okay. Is there any people in this room?
Not right now.
Is this like the actual auction room?
Yes, and it is the exact room from your dream.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk to the storage room and back.
Yeah, someone should stay here and be the scapegoat. I can do that. And then you two go hide or something. And as I'm looking around, yeah, I'll be looking around, you two hide or go someplace. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to investigate a mystery, and it'll be for what is being concealed here. I got a 5 and a 4 plus 2.
You hold 2.
Yeah, I got an 11.
Okay. You got your list of questions.
I go up to the crystal and basically ask what happened here, the crystal statue.
You kind of feel some sort of energy coming off of it, like it's not just an object. It makes you wonder if it might not be a statue. There's something off about the crystal statue.
A human got turned into a crystal.
If you want to infer that from what I gave you, I mean, I'm just going to straight up tell you that is what happened.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the question is what happened here, and that is what happened.
Okay. And I guess, so my second question is going to be, what is being concealed here? And that is just for the general room.
Looking around, you see things that probably wouldn't be wise for them to sell, like maybe stuff that they...
Do I observe that this is truly a black marketplace?
Yeah. Based on what's seen around the room, it very much looks like a black market kind of thing. There are some paintings in there that are innocuous that were probably painted by someone local, but that seems to be there as like a starter to throw off anyone who might investigate.
Are we in the storage room? Or this is just in the auction room itself.
I do know we chose to avoid staying in that specific room.
Yes,
I
you're either hiding or somewhere else. We didn't get that far.
Yeah, the statue itself is like at the front, like covered up with like a sheet. But you did say you were going to look at the storage room, right?
Sure.
In the storage room, there's more items that look like they're probably on sale. They got prices on them, suggested prices to start the bid at. You also see windows, so might be a good way to get out.
That would probably be a good idea. But I am actually going to read a bad situation.
Okay.
Ooh. 11, so a 13, so I get
Oh,
a
yeah, that's
12
a good
plus. So, okay. This is a good question. So I get hold 3, so I can ask. Okay, let's see. So first and foremost, is there anything dangerous here that is maybe not noticeable?
Yes. You hear a scuttling noise, and you look over and see what looks like another crystal statue that looks shaped like a praying mantis.
I was not expecting praying mantises. That's definitely a question.
It's pretty big. The book says it's about the size of a large tiger.
Oh,
Okay, that's pretty large. Unfortunately, I have 0 tough, so I'm not going to punch it in the face, because that's how you deal with tigers, obviously. Okay, so I still have some more questions. What is the best way to protect the victims?
In this case, the victims would be you guys, so
Oh, that's a question.
the best way to protect them would be to get away from it.
Okay. Normally, this is not a question you ask on this section, but since I know that there is a dangerous thing here, what is this threat's weakness? Since I can ask a question that's not on the list.
It's made of crystal, so you assume there's probably a way to shatter it.
Sound
Maybe
based,
with,
okay.
say, yeah.
Oh, I have recording equipment. I don't have projection equipment. No. Yeah, so I'm actually just going to attempt to get out a window. Preferably rooftop, but whatever works.
I would say that would probably count as act under pressure.
Yeah, which is not going to go well for me because I have a negative, but oh well. Rolled an 8. Worst outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
Here's what I'll say. In order to reach the window, you had to jump up on top of some stacked boxes.
Okay.
When you jump off those boxes to the window, the boxes fall down and now no one can follow you.
That's the hard choice I have here.
Okay, so I hear the boxes, I run over. I see everything that's going on.
can we just move the boxes back?
Yeah, you can, but it would take enough time that creature would be on top of you by the time you did it. I'll say that.
Okay, I'll do trap a monster. I'm gonna trap the little bugger so we have more time.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. I got a 6 and a 3 plus 1. So a 10.
All right, so that worked without issue. So you trapped it.
Yeah.
For the purpose of description, what do you do to it?
It's in a bubble
Okay.
and it can't get out. And then me and Frank just start stacking boxes trying to get up.
Yeah.
I can't remember, Jesse, did you have something about when you see a monster, you get something?
You are correct. I do. I forgot about that myself. Yay. Okay, so first time you observing a monster, minion, or phenomenon, which this would be, I can ask one investigation question. So, you know what? I guess what sort of creature is it?
All right, what sort of creature is it? You get the impression that it's not the smartest creature, so maybe it's working on behalf of someone else?
Okay.
So, knowing that knowledge, did you want to still run?
I actually have a separate plan of something I would like to do.
All right.
I guess I end up on the roof because that already had happened.
All right. Well, it's in a bubble now. So, Frank, did you want to kill it while it was in a bubble, or?
If we're just leaving, I would rather somehow leave. Like, how big was the statue of Dina's creepy statue? Was that actually like the size of a human?
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh,
it's
can
not
we
like-
take the statue with us? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, because I was like, I would rather not just leave it here.
Good point.
Here's what I'll say. It's heavy enough that one person wouldn't be able to carry it, but like
Is
if two
there any
people are
kind of
carrying
like
it,
moving equipment?
This is a storage room.
And they would have to get stuff there,
all right, yeah, there's like
like one of those dollies thing I could just place it on, then we roll it out.
okay, yeah, you can do that. We'll say there's one in there
Okay.
because they would need stuff like that to move stuff.
So, Jeff, I did have a thing that I was going to be doing, which is one of the other ones, but I was going to call my wife.
Okay.
This is just basically an investigation role, but what I'm actually trying to figure out is because I know what type of creature this is, and I know what it's done. I would like to see if she can figure out how to turn Crystal and people back. There is a way she knows how to do that, and I will roll the investigation for that. 8, so it would just be the 1. So let's see. I guess that wouldn't help me then, because if that's all his investigation, so nerds.
So you said it's 8.
Yeah, an 8. Okay, so I don't get any information out of that. Never mind, ignore that.
You try and roll the statue out.
Probably have to make some type of distraction. I'm guessing, because we'll have to go back the way we came in.
Yeah, if you're gonna carry that out, there's no way you'd be able to get it out through the window, so you're gonna have to go through the door. And it has been a bit, and you did make a lot of noise getting in.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's a pretty good chance you don't have much time left before you're caught.
I could call the police.
I was going to say, do you think setting off the fire alarm would help? Or do you just want to maybe
So I'm just on the roof
stop the
calling
magic
people.
race? Do you want to? Do you have any kind of magic that would make us invisible or something? Me invisible and the statue invisible.
You know, we'll say that you can do it, but only for a limited time.
Okay.
I think I'm still going to call the police to ask them a favor for them to be a distraction.
Turn something invisible is do one thing that is beyond human limitations. Be invisible.
Even if it's doesn't even get me out of the way out, as long as it gets me out of this room and a little bit out towards the entrance, that would probably give me enough time. But
Okay, so how about I have to roll a 12 in order for it to not be a short duration?
All right. I'll say as long as it succeeds, he's got enough time to get out to the parking lot at least. But then once you get to the parking lot, it would wear off, and anyone who's out there will see you. Plus weird for magic.
I got a 5 and
Okay.
then a +1, so it didn't succeed.
Okay. You were close if you just got one more.
nothing happens. Should I try running with this? Or should we just try hiding this somehow? I don't know how we could hide it.
We want to punch our way out? Like,
Punching out a wall? Oh, you mean punching, sorry, I thought you meant, physically punching the wall.
no,
Which
I
is
mean,
a no.
there's people and stuff coming our way, so
We could try that. I don't know if that's the best. Let's just try it. Unless you just want to abandon the statue here.
hang on. So a luck, I can spend a point of luck. How much luck do we have?
In general, it's about 7. But
Okay.
if you run out of luck, you are doomed.
Yes, I'm gonna spend a luck right now because after you roll, retroactively change the result to a 12.
Okay, that works.
We're able to get out of there then.
Yes.
All right, that works. On your way out, you do see the nervous kid and the manager running into the door and seeing it's broken, and the kid gets yelled at for leaving the door unattended.
And also, the back room is open, and there is a creature in there that is.
In a bubble, still.
That may break by now. Once we leave the building, that breaks.
Yeah, well, I'll say it's based on distance. It's once you get far enough away, the bubble goes away.
Right, so I do notice that since I am on the roof, I do notice that they've gotten out.
Yes.
So Anne is on the roof.
Is this a one steady place? Can she just find a way to jump down?
Since I spent a luck point, expert special, since I'm an expert, when you spend a point of luck, you discover something happening now is related to something you were involved in years ago.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, everyone has weird luck stuff when they roll. Some of them are worse than others.
You know what? I'll think about it for next session.
I was going to investigate a mystery because there's one thing I'm kind of curious about here and kind of been paying attention this whole time, if that's good. Roll a 4, so 6. Nope. Never mind. Ignore it. I couldn't figure it out. But I got experience for it.
Okay, so
I'll keep track of that.
me and Frank are where?
We'll just say you got away with the statue.
We got it into the car and I'm driving away.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an awkward fit putting the statue in the back seat because she's in a standing position, but
You lay it across.
So is Anne in the car with us, or did we leave her on the roof?
we'll say that Anne got down.
Okay.
I can approve. It's fine.
And awkwardly sitting with the statue laying on top of it. I'm driving.
All right, and that's going to be it for today. Thank you again for joining us as we play through the Crystal Assassin mystery. We're going to be taking a little bit of a break from actual play for a bit, and we hope you can join us on Tuesday, November 8th, as we review Spooktacular. I was pretty excited about that one because I'm a big Ghostbusters fan, as you will hear in the next episode. But anyways, with all that said, thank you for joining us, and careful on your way back down the mountain.